All right, guys, we're out here on this 12-hour trip today fishing on the Florida Fisherman. We're out on a supporters fishing trip today, a little bit of a unique trip. Our supporters group is out here enjoying a free fishing trip, and hopefully we're going to be catching a lot of red grouper, lane snapper, mangrove snapper. This is similar to our 10-hour trip. We're just a hair further, and we're going to stay out here a little longer and hopefully catch a bunch of fish. It's a beautiful day. Weather's really good this time of year. In later spring, early summer, it's starting to get hot. The trends have kind of shifted on us a little bit. We're not really fishing for the hogfish closer and shallower. We're a little deeper right now, focused on those red grouper. But we're seeing a lot of lane snapper mixed in there and some nice mangrove snapper here and there too. We're on the backside of that kingfish run now that we're into late May. So we probably won't see any kingfish or real pelagic action today, but we're hoping for some bottom action. It is definitely a beautiful day of weather, and we're looking forward to our summer season ahead of red snapper fishing and all the other great things that we have going on in the summer. So good time to get out there, and let's see how we do today. So we're out here a little deeper on our 10-hour bottom area, fishing about 100 foot of water. And bite was a little slow to start this morning. We have a full moon coming in. That full moon really illuminates the nighttime and gives those snapper the ability to feed all night, which can sometimes make the start of the day bite a little bit tougher, and that's kind of what we experienced today. But it luckily started to pick up for us as we pushed a little deeper, and we were able to start to get some action going. Sometimes behind those full moons, these fish in the morning just are a little full. They don't want to eat too well for you. But as the morning progressed, we pushed a little deeper, kept moving different areas, and sure enough, we found some fish willing to cooperate for us, and just had to lighten up a little bit. So as we lightened up and got lighter tackle, the fish started to cooperate. We started to see some nice lanes come in, a lot of vermilions, and now we're in an area where we've seen some really big red grouper come over the rail. We've got probably a half dozen of some nice mangrove snapper, and still fishing a little lighter myself, trying to get those mangrove snapper up in the water column on this knocker rig. So we're gonna keep plugging away and see what happens. right, so we're getting towards the end of the trip here. Still picking at some nice lane snapper. We got a few more big mangroves. Overall, it was a little pickier than we would have liked today, but everybody's sticking to it and grinding it out. We got a nice box of color back there with a lot of lanes, some big mangroves, some nice red grouper mixed in. Still got a little bit of fishing time here, but we're coming closer to that end of the day. We're on a spot right now where we got a lot of lane snapper biting pretty good, and just got to be quick with it. And just picking them up on the double snell rig with little chunks of threadfin has been the ticket. And some people using their spinning rod still. Some of the chunk baits working really well. Getting some vermilions mixed in. But the lane snapper, and looks like we got a decent mangrove here finally. Let's see if we can swing it in with any luck. But yeah, I got some nice mangroves today too on the thread fin. So a little bit of everything biting well, and a beautiful day to be out here for sure. All right, guys, we're back from our fishing adventure today. That 12-hour trip went pretty well. It was a little slower than we would like, but we worked hard. We stayed after it. We ended up catching some really nice red grouper. We had some big mangrove snapper. Today, the big news was definitely a big pile of mangrove snapper, larger than we expected, with some pretty big average sizes in the 3, 4, 5, even 6-pound range. And fishing only about 100 foot of water, only about 25, 35 miles from shore. It's a pretty good day. Plus, some nice lane snapper. It was a really good weather day. Fishing is good this time of year. A lot of people, again, try to wait for that summertime red snapper season. There's 10 times more people around. It's a lot hotter. This is a beautiful time of year, that spring, that later spring, even early spring. But remember, around spring break and Easter, we're busy too. But that lull between spring break and Easter and summer is a really good opportunity. One of my favorite times to be out here. That late April into early May, all the way until late May is really nice. There's less people around, weather's beautiful, water is the clearest it gets, and it's a really good time of year. Those transition periods where we're transitioning from cooler temperatures into that warmer temperatures, a lot of fish mix, a lot of fish are moving around. It's a great time to get out here on the water and enjoy lighter loads and great fishing. Now, it also happens in the fall too, right? In Florida, we don't necessarily have fall, but we transition from those warmer trends into those cooling trends behind that first couple cold fronts. It's a really great time to get out here too. Kind of later October, really early October, all the way through until like early November is a really good opportunity. Plus, that's when the hogfish kick back up. It's a great time to get out here as well. So hopefully we'll see you on the water. Don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy.